On live. Hey, what's up, everybody? Obviously, it's Emmanuel. So I'm going live because I obviously get married in 310 days, which is crazy. That's crazy. Seeing the number is crazy. So I had an idea about what I wanted to do along we get married. So what I'm gonna try to do is every day from now until I get married, I'm gonna go live and I'm gonna talk about kind of what's going on with me through this whole process of being married. Because I think it's interesting. Like I was sitting down with my fiance yesterday planning a wedding, and it's a lot of stuff that go on in a wedding that I think is crazy that people just don't talk about. Like why are traditions certain traditions? Why do you gotta walk down this way? Why do songs gotta be this way? Like all these things that people just don't talk about. So over the next 310 days, I'm gonna go live every day talking about kind of what I'm going through. Just this whole wedding thing is expensive as hell, and I think more men would benefit if we talk to each other about kind of what marriage is, and if I have questions, I'm gonna ask them and kind of get the input of my Facebook friends because it's new for me. I'm only 23. So getting married is definitely an experience that I want to share with everybody because I want to see more people get married. I want to see more people, being and having relationships. So I kind of want to share my journey so maybe I can help the next person or maybe I can kind of inspire people to do it. Because getting married is like, I didn't think it would be this way. To be honest with you, I thought, after I proposed, it would kind of be easy. You know what I'm saying? I thought after the proposal, it would get easier. I thought, proposal would give, kind of just the level of security that would just make the relationship way easier, way more, just way easier to deal with, way more less, arguments, all that stuff. But it's not that way because, I think one of the things I learned about marriage is that even though you're getting married, that don't mean you stop being in a relationship. Marriage is just a thing, but the relationship is just as important as the marriage. So I kind of want to talk about that over the next 300 days, 310 days. I want to talk about that every day. My process, what I'm going through, what it's like going through the process of planning the wedding, what it's like going through the process of getting married, what it's like going through the process of, picking a photographer, picking a, color scheme and all this stuff, which I had no clue about. When I, proposed to my fiance, I had no clue all the stuff that went into planning the wedding. I just kind of proposed because, I was in love. I knew I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. And it was just like, this is the logical next step to do it. But for those who don't know, I share my story because it's the first, episode of it. I'll share my story. I met my fiance at CAO, which is where I work. We were in a class together, and when we met, it wasn't nothing. It, like sparks didn't fly. It wasn't that type of thing. But we started dating July 3rd of last year. So we started dating July 3rd of last year, and by December 24th, I proposed. So that's like a little bit. I think it's a little bit over 6 months. So within 6 months of knowing my now fiance, back then she was my girlfriend, I proposed because I made a decision in my head that I didn't want to be with nobody else. I thought, I think I know that, I want to spend the rest of my life with this girl, with this woman. So why not make it official? Why not make it real? Why not do the right thing and make her my fiance, which in turn make her my wife? And that's all I had thought of. That's all I had. That's as far as I went. I didn't go into how much it's gonna cost to pay for a wedding, how much it's gonna cost to be an adult, be a married adult. I had no clue what that was. I had no clue how that was gonna happen. And so I'm kind of going through that process. I'm kind of growing up through being engaged. Me and my fiance we've only really been dating for a year and a month. We've been dating for a year and a month, and by this time next year we'll be married. So it's an interesting process, kind of growing up together, growing through marriage together, growing through the whole process, being engaged together, and still learning about one another, still, getting to know one another through the process of planning a wedding is a crazy experience that I did not know was going to be this way. You think when you propose and you think when you get engaged that, that's it. Like, okay, this person is who I want to be with. This person is who I want to marry. But people change. People grow. People mature. And, you know, through this whole process of being engaged, I'm learning that. So, like I said, I'm 310 days away from being a married man. And I want to kind of use my Facebook platform as a place to talk to people about it. So every day from now until July 3rd, 2020, I'm going to go live. It's not going to be long, probably like 10, 15 minutes a day, unless I get comments and stuff and I answer comments. But it's just going to be literally about what I went through that day or what I'm going through that day, along with trying to figure it out. So yesterday was the first day where we actually sat down. I know it's crazy. We less than a year away. We sat down and got everything on paper. So who walking down with who, the music, the menu, all that stuff. We got that stuff down on paper. And so now today is figuring out who gonna sing, figuring out who gonna play, figuring out all the other like the details, and then it's executing it. So again, I want to use kind of my journey of the journey. I kind of use this platform to talk about my journey of being married, because like I said, I want my generation and my demographic to know it's cool to be married. It's nice. It's fun. It's dope to wake up every morning and know you're gonna spend the rest of your life with one person, and that one person want to spend the rest of their life with you. I think it's a dope experience, and I kind of want to share my experience over the next year with everybody on Facebook. So be looking out for it. I'm just gonna go live. I don't have a specific time. It may be early, it may be late. I just got out of the meeting, so that's why it's this late. So yeah, share it with your friends. Tell everybody I'm gonna be doing it. If you want to come on, if you want to comment, you want to ask me questions about what I'm going through, I'll be more than happy to answer. But yeah, so thanks to everybody who tuned in so far. Thanks to everybody who's going to watch. But yeah, so I'm 310 days away from being married, and I want to talk about it. I want to talk about the journey about it. I want to talk about everything that goes along with that, because I think it's dope to talk about it, and I think it's not talked about enough, especially in my generation. I want to make marriage cool again, and hopefully through my experience with it, hopefully through my conversation with it, it makes it fun. Shout out to my cousin Sheldon, class or not, for sure, Sheldon. You already know about that. So I want to make this whole process of me being engaged and getting married a interactive process. I want everybody to be involved and kind of see how I mature, see how I grow through planning a wedding, one, through learning to be a married man, two, learning to just this whole life thing, whole thing I call life. I just want y'all to be a part of it. So like I said, every day of the week, from now until next year, July 3rd, I'm going to go live every day talking about kind of my journey until July 3rd, 2020, until I say I do. I'm going to talk to you guys about my vows, because we right now on vows. Talk to you guys about the music we using. Talk to you guys about kind of, the apartment when we moving out. Just talk to you guys about what it's like growing up. I'm only 20, like I said, I'm only 23, so I'm still growing up in a relationship, growing up to be married and, maturing through this whole process. So please tune in. Like I said, any questions, anything I want to talk about, I'm more than willing to answer. So yeah, 310 days. I got to keep saying it because it seems so surreal that, I'm less than a year away from being married. If you would have told me this like 3 years ago, I would have said you was crazy. So, I think it's dope. I'm enjoying the process, and I thought it would be dope to kind of record the process, because it's not. What can I say? It's easy to be with somebody, but it's a little bit harder to kind of be with someone while you're planning a wedding, because you're gonna argue, you're gonna have disagreements. You want this, she want that. I want this, she want that, and kind of figuring that out together. I think would be interesting, and hopefully, y'all gonna see her out, y'all gonna meet her, Sierra. So just growing up through this process and figuring out my wedding and figuring out my life is something I want to kind of document. And why not use Facebook Live to do it? So again, I'm 310 days away. I'm gonna come on tomorrow. I'm 309 days away, and I'm gonna talk about whatever happened that day. So again, thank you for watching. Please share it. I'm looking forward to this whole process, and I'm looking forward to most of you guys being at the wedding and being able to enjoy us, the union of me and Sierra. So be on the lookout for that. Peace.